Hello friends, I am Naik from India. In this small video, I will be talking about my reflection on the live class by Dr. Zaid Ali ALsagoff on the live class Becoming Creative Super Genius, Super Learners. In this small video, I will be talking about my reflections about the different aspects of the presentation, how I liked it, and what I learned from the presentation and what I plan to do with the presentation. At the outset, I would like to thank Dr. Nelly, Dr. Thomas, and all my facilitators and all my friends who have inspired me to be on this course. So first of all, as we can see here, Dr. Zaid is a very humorous person, so he wanted to start the topic with a very humorous slide. We can see here Dr. Nelly with a cap, and there is a skeleton here with a cap. So all these things, they can easily indicate that the class started in a very humorous tone and we all liked it. First of all, he started the lesson with the top e-learning movers and shakers of 2013 who had been awarded for their achievements in the field of e-learning in the year 2013. So, as you can see here, Dr. Zaid started with some possible future learning methods like learning while sleeping. One can anticipate that very much. Then he also talked about massive open sleeping courses, as we are talking about massive open online courses like MOOC. But now in this presentation he thinks about this delta brainwave learning where these things are possible. Then he talked about learning with the help of pills, then learning with the help of chips, which are likely to be true in future because learning implants and super learning neurons, these now the scientists are working on this, so it could be a reality. That's what he referred to during this presentation, during this slide. And the most important part of his presentation was this: 5 categories of brain waves he talked about, like the gamma waves, the beta waves, the alpha waves, the theta waves, and the delta waves. As you can see here in this slide, the gamma waves, they are related to our active thought state. Beta waves, they relate to the alert or working state. The alpha waves, they are related to our state of being relaxed and reflective. The theta waves, they are they are related to our state of being in a drowsy and meditative stage. And the delta stage, delta waves, they are related to our stage of sleeping and dreaming. So out of these, he interacted with all the participants to know which of these waves could be very useful for learning. Then he shifted to a very nice way of enhancing learning, that is becoming super learners. The super brain yoga, that's what he wanted to talk about. In this super brain yoga, he talked about the physical exercise of yoga and how this yoga could be used for changing the way a person learns. That's what he talked about. He not only talked about this lesson, he also talked about, he made the presentation, he made the demonstration before the participants, which was a very humorous, but it was also worth emulating from him. And now he talked about another very interesting, how it is also important to de-switch of the brain, because sometimes we are required to put the brain in a normal state where we don't want to do anything. Then he went to the real topic, that is becoming creative super learners. How does a person become a super learner? In order to be a super learner, he talked about five important things: learning, reading, thinking, curating, and typing. And all these things are related to memorizing, visualizing, speaking, note taking, collaborating, leading. So he very wonderfully integrated these concepts while discussing how learning could be possible. Now, what are the different types of reading? Then he went to curating, then he talked about typing, like that. And while talking about this, he talked about a book, Brain Rules by John Medina, in which there are a few things related to the structure and function of the brain, like exercise. As we know, exercise boosts the brain power. Survival, the brain is a survival organ. If the brain doesn't work, we are dead. Wiring, the brain is, every brain has different networks inside it. Attention, we don't pay attention to boring things, that is a part of the functioning of the brain. Short term memory, as all of us know, these things are require us to repeat so that we remember them. Long term memory, we remember the things to repeat them. Sleep well, think well, that is also a part of the brain. Stress brains, they don't learn the same way, because as we have already discussed, we learn the things when we are in a very relaxed mood. Then he talked about sensory integration, because it is very important to integrate the senses to better learning. Then vision, because it's the most important sense, so it triumphs over other senses. Then gender, male and female brains, all of us know they are different in their structures. And exploration, all the brains, all the human brains, they are by nature, they are explorers. Now he proposed a brain designed learning, where the different parts of the brain are related to different functioning, so that they could be stimulated and the student's potential could be maximized. Then he questioned whether it is possible for us to transform learning with the help of technology. And he, in course of his discussion, he tried to prove it. He talked about a test learning framework, where learning, teachers, student, and tools, all of them are exhibited in an interrelated manner. They exist in an environment, and in course of their interaction, it is the transformation is possible. So real learning is possible. Now he talked about reading habits. Particularly, he referred to Malaysia, where the reading habits has been seen to be increasing over the years. As you can see here, 2 pages of a book a year, then it moves to 2 books a year, then it moves to 8 to 12 books in a year. Then he asked the participants, all of us, what is the rate of our reading. So it was very interesting to know that Dr. Nelly, the mentor, has a reading speed of 1000 per minute. That's very wonderful, and she could be included in the best reader category, because he also talked about the different reading levels of the learners, like the performance level of the learners. They could be poor readers, they could be average readers, they could be functional literate readers, and the best readers. So Dr. Nelly that way was the best reader in that way. And the most interesting thing about his presentation was he related juggling to the capacity of the brain, to the capacity of a person to focus better, think faster, and improve peripheral vision, which are critical for speed reading. That was a very interesting thing. He not only talked about it, he also did it and showed it before the participants. That was very wonderful, and every one of us liked about it. Then he also talked about a reading tool, a speed reading tool. As we can see here in this picture, it is available as an application on the iTunes, so where technology enhanced reading is possible. Then he related to the typing skills, because it was very new to many of the participants that the typing skills can be related to the reading skills, because if a person is able to type faster, that's what Dr. Zaid claims, the more time they have to think, and they do so. Once they are capable of typing as fast as one can think, then they will have to you think twice about using a pen again. So like that, good typing skills is a requirement to enjoy teaching and learning online. Then he talked about curating, that is the art of finding the things. While talking about this, he referred to the Google search engine, where curating can be used to the process of collecting, organizing and sharing resources relevant to a particular topic or area of interest. Then he talked about the social citations in the reference tools like RefWorks, Zotero, EndNote, Cite You Like, Mendeley, to collect, organize. These citations, they could be used for to collect, organize, cite and share the research resources. Then he talked about social curation bookmarking tools like PD, Pinterest, Delicious, Paltries, Jite, RSS Hopper, Storyfy, Blend Space, etc., which can be used to pull, discover, filter, organize and share. And now let me come to the last part of my video presentation here. What have I learned from this presentation? Many of the solutions to our problems lie within our brains, which we often fail to explore. Enhancing the skill of speed reading is very much useful to developing teaching learning skills. We learn the best when we are in a relaxed mood, not during the periods of stress and strain. It is possible to enhance our focusing skills through physical exercise like juggling and super brain yoga. The affordances of technology can be explored to augment the potential of the human brain. And my plans for future would be like this. I will practice super brain yoga to enhance my reading skills and bring about qualitative changes in my academic performances. I will explore all the software and websites recommended by the presenter for social citations and references. Thank you all for patiently listening to my presentation.